Hey guys, welcome back to the Southern Beer Review. It's been a while. We are continuing our journey through the Magic City Brewery Trail today. Actually, in the shadows of Slaw's Furnace, which is right behind us. We are at a brewery called Back 40 Beer Company, which started over in Gadsden, which is about an hour from here. The brewery's been in Gadsden for about 14 years now, and the Birmingham location just celebrated their 4th anniversary. So again, this is Back 40 Beer Company. This is the 7th stop on the Magic City Brewery Trail. And you're gonna get some ambient noise too, because the train tracks are right there. And also when you come down here, before I forget, right across the street is Slaw's, which kind of made Birmingham what it is historically with the steel industry.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and it's a beautiful March day today, and I'm gonna introduce the beers that we selected. We started with a couple of standbys, which is the Naked Pig Pale Ale, which I guess you would associate with Back 40.
Yep.
And then probably their flagship would be the Truck Stop Honey, which is a brown ale. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna try a couple new ones today. Sorry about the train. We've got Hogs.
Give it a second. Yeah, it's called Hogs to Weather.
Yep.
Hell's Lager. By the way, Hell's is light, as opposed to hoppy.
And then we have the Emerald Isle, which is a Irish stout, and it is on nitro. And I am one of those people who enjoy a nitro beer. So let's jump into the Naked Pig, which I've had before, but it's been a while. Just a pale ale. Smells great.
Great balanced hoppy taste.
Forgotten that I enjoy this beer quite a bit.
Classic pale ale taste.
Mm-hmm.
Almost along the lines of an English pale ale.
Yep. Not too hoppy. Good malt backbone. Really solid pale ale.
And
Forgot about this one.
in the nose, as you're drinking it, I get a little hint of the outdoors, almost like a pine scent.
Yep.
I don't really get that in the taste, but as a scent.
Mm.
And again, sorry about the train, but that's kind of what makes the videos unique.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
All right,
what's up, Truck Stop Honey?
Yeah, so this is also a flagship beer. It's the honey. It may be their most well-known beer.
That's what I would say.
And again, I'm a stickler for browns anyway.
And I'm not getting much on the nose at all.
There's a big time roastiness on the first sip,
Mm-hmm.
which you might call a little bit unusual for a brown.
Just a hint of sweetness, roastiness. There is I don't know if this is officially an English brown, but it seems like it could be one.
Easy to drink, and again, I really like the fact that a brown is a flagship beer, because you don't see that much. Some breweries around here have flagship browns, but brown is a unique style. I think brown's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, and they often get underrated, I think, and overshadowed by some of the other styles. That's very enjoyable. There's nothing spectacular about it, but just easy drinking, nice beer. Here's the Hell's Lager.
Hogs to Weather, whatever that means. Light lager, and you can see the color here. It's one of the lightest beers I've ever seen. I could almost read a book through that glass.
It's definitely got a smell, but my vocabulary fails me on what that is. Maybe a bready smell.
Yeah, the taste is unique because you get a crisp taste, but there's also...
There's a doughy breadiness about it in the taste too that I enjoy.
You also, it's almost like, and I'm sorry, I paused in there. I'm trying to gather what I want to say. There's almost like a heavy quality to it.
Good call.
Like a little wheat.
Little wheat,
like if it were a wheat beer fused with a lager, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it.
Like a wheat breadiness to it. I like it.
And then last but not least, we have the Emerald Mile Dry Irish Stout, which is on nitro, which John and I have mentioned before we particularly like.
It comes in,
It's really low alcohol. It's below 5.
Definitely a almost burnt chocolate smell.
Yeah. Roasted, burned nature almost. You get the coffee a little bit.
Not sweet at all. I'm not getting any sweetness.
Not sweet, and I understand why it's called a dry stout now. It almost leaves you feeling a little bit parched, not in a bad way, but it's not as full bodied, I guess, as a traditional stout would be.
I'm not sure about this one. I feel like
Same.
I need to taste it a little bit more. It's a lot of times you get the sort of bitter chocolate in the stout is balanced by some sweetness. This just seems all bitter chocolate to me,
right,
and almost burnt malt tasting.
That's exactly right. There doesn't seem to be much to balance it out. So once again, just to review real quick before we give you our score, we're at Back 40, stop number 7 on the Magic City Brewery Trail. We did 2 standbys, the Naked Pig Pale Ale and the Truck Stop Honey Brown. And one of the bartenders told us this before we came out, was that the Naked Pig that was the first craft beer brewed legally above
That's what he said, yeah.
above the Magic 4 point after the Free the Hops movement. And then we have the Hogs to Weather Hell's Lager and the Emerald Mile Dry Irish Stout. So
we should talk a little bit about the facility too.
Absolutely.
And the ambiance. We're here in the middle of a weekday. This is spring break for us, so I'm not sure we can get the full picture of the ambiance. But there's a few people here, and the weather's nice, and a lot of people are coming outside. They've got a great outdoor space, very large indoor space. The food, which I've had before, is really good here.
They have flatbreads, burgers, things like that.
Yeah.
What's not to like about trains? And also, if there were a concert going on at Sloss, I could imagine this would be the place to be.
Probably could hear it, yeah.
And again, that's 200 yards away. But it's also a great tourist spot if you want to just tour part of Birmingham's, old steel industry from back in the turn of the century. All right, so who's up? I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've always liked the Back 40 beer that I've had. We went over to Gadsden a few years ago. We might even go there to do one for you a little bit later. The score took a little bit of hit, if I'm just being completely honest, with the stout. Now that's also on me, because I could have chosen one of the other 12 selections we didn't get. There was a Colts that looked really good, some IPAs. But I really like these 3. And these are 2 of the better standbys around, the Naked Pig and the Truck Stop. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
I always, you may remember if you watched these videos before, I tend to deduct a point if it's not a Birmingham actual brewery. Back 40 is very close to being a Birmingham brewery. It's a Gadsden brewery. So maybe I'm only going to do a half a point this time, because that's pretty close. And I love the facility. I love the ambiance. I love the location. And honestly, I love the beer. I'm with William on the stout. It's not been my favorite, but I'm going to go a little bit higher than he did here. I'm going to give it an 8 for my overall impression. It's a great place. It's a mandatory stop if you come to Birmingham and you like beer and good food.
Yep. Well, good deal, guys. So this was stop 7. We have 5 more to go, so we'd appreciate you subscribing if you like the videos. And again, if you're going to come down to Back 40 and you don't know what to get, just tune us in and we'll kind of steer you in the right direction. But we appreciate y'all sticking around.
Yep. See you next time.
All righty.